It is Jeannie here. I've received some really great questions in an email that I'll answer here in case you have questions as well. So this particular bookkeeper who's reached out is a startup, and the main questions relate to our 30-day trial. So what would the first few days and weeks of the 30-day trial look like? Is there any onboarding support tailored to my situation? And then what does that look like when I continue in the full program? And then, so we've got those questions. And also, how does the Strategic Bookkeeper Transformation Program compare to other programs? Which just the short answer to that one is there is no comparing, but I do have something here that I can go through to show you. And I might actually start with that second question. To answer that question, I'd like to really explain a bit about the program. So just to make my screen look a bit, yep, that is better. Okay. So my transformation program is known as the #1 platform for bookkeepers, globally recognized with awards. And the reason for that primarily is here. So it is because of proven results. So only yesterday I was recording a podcast with someone. In this case, her name is Marianne, and we will be making that live very soon. I'm recording this particular video on the 2nd of October 2025, so soon that will go live. So Marianne, for example, and this is very common, she has been in my program for a bit over a year, and she has made about 150,000 more. So the kind of results you hear about when you're talking to tribe members inside my program is one of the reasons that it is far ahead of anything else on the market. Another one is the fast tracking. So the results we get fast. So for example, recently, and again, this is a common thing that we hear. So recently when we were running our Busy Bookkeeper Reset Challenge, and one of our very new clients who'd only been in the program 12 days said that the whole program paid for itself in that 12 days. And this is, again, very, very common. The next one is value and comprehensive nature. Okay, so inside the program, I'll show you that you get $271,500 worth of real, tangible value, okay? And I will explain how I can give that value. It's a one-to-many program. Nothing compares to this, okay? We're even seeing our competitors copying us a little bit, which we choose at this stage not to worry about, but what we offer is far exceeds anyone else in the market. Did I expect that when I launched it? Yes and no. So the next one is the low investment for the return. So for the results we see in the fast tracking and the value, the investment's very low. Okay, and the money back guarantee. So we have a full money back guarantee, we have a trial period, we have all these things which are quite easy. So this is a complete solution from bookkeepers from startup to scaling to build high income, time wealth, raving fan clients. Okay, so let's again answer that question, which is, what are the main advantages to choosing the Strategic Bookkeeper over other industry programs? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to break these down. So in terms of results, you can absolutely pause this video to read more of what's on the slides. I'm going to go just a little bit fast through these. We have got so many testimonials. We've even just got ourselves a testimonial software to try and capture them better. You can see here, listen to episode 88 to hear a success panel that we have run. We are always trying to showcase these more and more and more. Then episode 125, you can hear from a startup who went to 200,000 in a year with incredibly low costs. And you cannot compare that to bookkeepers who build revenue but not profit. And that is what is really common. So what sets us apart is our ability to do this kind of thing. Episode, let's have a look. This one is an anonymous bookkeeper. So this is what I call the mum that achieves the full-time income, part-time hours, 140,000 take-home pay, only working 15 hours a week. That's her dream on her terms. So again, what sets us apart? Results. This one, episode 80, amazing story as Jen, from booked but broken to six-figure freedom, and she's also now a coach inside my program. Of course, I look to my clients to eventually mentor others. Another one, episode 48. So tune into episode 48, tune into episode 83, from startup to 14-week waitlist, amazing, and living out of savings to six-figure freedom. Next one, from good to great, episode 81, listen to that one. So what sets us apart? So the next thing is that I want to talk about the fast tracking. So let's jump into that now. And also the value, and that this is a licensed membership network. So one of the reasons that we can get such fast results. So what took me 10 years to really refine and perfect, you get your hands on immediately, because this is a done for you and done with you program. So it's a licensed membership network where you're joining and immediately you get this network advantage. So imagine going from being a startup bookkeeper to a top tier professional instantly. You instantly achieve that credibility, that confident, capable professional status, that top tier professional. Whether you're a startup growing, booked but broken, or scaling, instantly that is achieved, because instantly you are a certified strategic bookkeeper under us. Instantly you will get the collateral, and I'll go into that a bit more. So the value, and this is the fast tracking. It's not a I teach you and you go do it all yourself. It's a done for you and done with you. Okay, so we'll go into that. That's what sets it apart as well. So just one small part of the program would normally cost you more than the program fee itself. That is kind of a hard thing to comprehend. So here's what you get for the tiny, fraction of this that we charge you. So the done for you team. So what often you realize when you go into business for yourself as a bookkeeper is that actually you needed a whole brand and marketing and sales team and all these other things that you can't afford to recruit. But let me be clear and assure you that over the space of the first 3 to 5 years, you will spend hundreds of $1,000s little by little by little by little trying to figure it out. And that 90% of bookkeepers will get and stay in booked but broken with revenue but not profit. And the podcast that I just did with Marianne, for example, she was 20 years in when she joined us, and then within a year of joining, she transformed her practice. And this is a common thing. And as I mentioned, another bookkeeper, 12 days recently, and I'm working with her live inside the program now, and it's amazing to me, the transformation. So don't underestimate this team that you get the minute you join. Now, I value it. So all of this is conservative, right? So it's a six-figure team behind the scenes working for you, with you, building out everything that you get and refining it all the time. You get the education in an academy, the full pricing academy, the advisory system, which is just, absolutely mind-blowing, the done for you standard operating procedures, and the support to recruit and manage teams. So this is done with you, all the collateral, absolutely everything. I mean, I know bookkeepers are paying more than this just to recruit one staff member, more than our entire program fee. Now, the brand, marketing, selling, assets that we provide you, all of this is very conservative, 90,000, coaching and implementation. So what would you pay for someone to coach you alone? Okay, and hopefully you are not considering a generalist, absolutely a specialist, which is myself and the other coaches inside the program. So let's move on in terms of comparing us. So how can I give you that value? Just in case you're wondering, that is because this is a one-to-many program. So I invested the time, the money, and I continue to maintain all of that for you today. So I need a certain amount, or I allow a certain amount of members in there, and that, so it's the benefit of the benefit to you is from the many. So community is something that has always been a very strong value belief of mine. It's a very important way I live, and so you're leveraging the power of community to get this. Okay, so again, why we're the number one. So if you look at the strategic bookkeeper versus franchises, coaches, other license system, which this email is asking about one particular license system that I won't mention, and other programs. So value and affordability. So value, remember the value, because other coaches and programs might say, well, I'll coach you, yeah, or we give you really good standard operating procedures. Nobody gives you what we give you, and that's why nobody is getting the fast track results that we're getting, which I am immensely proud of. So value and affordability. So you look at franchises, and we actually have a lot of franchisees join our program, okay, because what we give franchisees is extraordinary. So the done for you element, franchisees give you a little bit, but nothing like what we give you. Brand marketing and selling detail. So I am a top tier expert in that space. Nobody gives you this detail. And actually for this particular email that I've received, if you go and look at the licensed product that you mentioned, have a look at their reviews. They talk about standard operating procedures. I couldn't find one review on their brand marketing and selling collateral, because I know it, I've seen it, I've tried it, I've used it, and it's terrible, if I'm just being brutally honest. Okay, so record breaking results. Once again, this is why we are such a standout. So this is why we stand out. So in terms of that value that I mentioned, so immediately upon joining, you receive the keys to the kingdom, as we like to call them. So this left-hand side of this mind map that you can see here, which is the get ready phase. And this is why I prefer that bookkeepers join me ideally before you ever find your first client, because what you will do with your first client, there are podcast episodes on this, when you are inside my program, will probably pay for the whole program, because I know that you will onboard them into probably low value, or you might struggle with conversion. The minute you join, you get all of this, and all we need you to do is a few modifications. So I like to be conservative based on what I've seen inside the program. Within 14 days of joining, you can have this all nailed. I will note, especially from this email, when you come through on the 30-day trial, the only things that we don't unlock are the Canva assets. So see here the brochure. So you don't unlock the Canva asset because it is far too valuable to unlock. This is $1 million storybook brochure, and one of that, conservatively $90,000 worth of done for you leveraged network brand assets that we give you. But the day you join, you get access to all of this. In the 30-day trial, you'll be able to see these things, but the Canva assets are not unlocked until you press go. Note that in the 30-day trial, what most bookkeepers do is within days of joining, they ask us to unlock everything, and all you have to do is say, I'm all in, and we just unlock. You finish up your trial early and you're a fully fledged member, remembering that there is a full money back guarantee. And most of the time when bookkeepers join, they laugh at what they get for what they have just paid. Okay, this is like a bookkeeping practice in a box. Nobody globally is providing what we provide. So to continue to answer that question, I'll just move on here. These 5 big keys is how we drive success every day, every day. These are critically important. So the team that I just mentioned, you don't have to go out, find, recruit, vet, manage, refine, fire, hire, repeat this incredible team that you access the day you join. Everything you need to learn, then you are getting the leveraged assets, okay? Then implementation and support. So in this email, I will just mention where I've had the question, what happens when I join? So you have an archetype induction, which will give you your area of focus. And beyond that, there is coaching every week. So some members come to coaching there's several sessions available throughout the fortnight. Some members come to coaching every week. One of the members I interviewed on my podcast the other day, she never comes to coaching anymore, and she's made $150,000 more in approximately her first year. So you can choose to go self-paced and be a quiet achiever, or you can be at every coaching session getting hand-holding every step of the way rather. So, and then the support, one of the parts of the program that the members say is most valuable is the community, the mastermind community, okay? So this is what sets us apart as well. So this just gives you an idea of the team that you're getting access to the minute that you join. Once again, make no mistake, you need this team. Everything I show you, you need to go out and get. I'm just making it much easier, much more accessible to achieve that dream outcome much faster with much less effort and sacrifice. So you can pause on these slides and read them. I'm not going to read them this time round, just in the interests of being a little faster. I'm just going to mention the education component. So when you look at these 5 big keys, we're going through them now. So here's the team that we discussed. Here is the education component, all built for the busy multitasking parent. The asset, so that's the $1 million collateral. The coaching and mentoring component, which we have been told over time has been incredibly impactful. So we have made improvements in that and actually added additional coaching for those who want it. We do have a customer success manager. So one of the questions was onboarding. So there is a completely self-paced onboarding process, and you also have access to a customer success manager to support you, plus the private Facebook group. I was literally just in there doing lives to respond to posts in there to provide support, and you've got coaching as well. So that's all covered off in your choice of self-paced, or if you need more support, you simply just reach out for it. And the support your mastermind group. So what you get and gain from joining, working together, again, comparing us to others, you get the 5 big keys and the blueprint. So when I look back on my journey, I built the transformation program based on what would have been ideal for me as a bookkeeper in practice at the beginning of my journey, and thinking about the fact that nobody else out there was offering the leveraged assets and all of these things that I offer. So I wanted to help bookkeepers once again get the dream outcome fast with less effort and sacrifice, and that's what the program does. So you get the 5 big keys in the blueprint, you get fast track 10 years in 14 days, you skip booked but broken, you scale faster with guaranteed success, you are able to charge out 2 to 10 times more per client, very common, high 6-figure income and time freedom, build and convey confidence, capable professional, wealth for yourself and your family. Now, it's important that you understand that 90% of bookkeepers will never achieve this, and we are reversing business failure rates, okay? So the cost of inaction, doing it alone or with an inferior coach or system, it will cost you much more, about 10 times more on your own at 10 times as actually less. It'll cost you hundreds of thousands over time. You'll just have to bleed that money over time versus paying us a low fee to get access to everything and fast track. Okay, so it'll take you longer, it'll cost you more, you will leave money on the table. Okay, that means you will not know what you don't know, and you will not charge what you don't realize you should be charging. You'll hit book but broken. 100% of bookkeepers do that. Okay, inside my program, no startup has ever hit book but broken, and they never will, because they get everything they need at the beginning. Number 5, the cost of failures. Many bookkeepers struggle on for 40 years. 90% of bookkeepers will never succeed. And also, will you build personal or generational wealth? Okay, so what sets us apart? Investment and money back guarantee. So cost versus value, risk free and success guaranteed. So the fee for the value and so on. Again, I'm going to go through this a little fast. So the program will pay for itself in a year, or your money back guaranteed. So we do offer the 30-day trial just to once again support bookkeepers to make a decision, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. What beyond the 30 days, so 30-day trial is come in, opt in, if you like it, great, stay. If you don't, leave. We don't do money back guarantee on that, only because this is to avoid tire kickers. Okay, what we give you is so incredibly valuable that we have to protect ourselves a little bit as well. Okay, once again, I've mentioned our competitors do try and copy us. So that 30-day trial that we offer, it is a very low risk, low cost way to try us, and 100% of people proceed beyond that. Okay, but once you are all in and we unlock those Canva assets, your commitment to me, your commitment to us is a year, a lap around the sun. Now, if after a year it doesn't pay for itself, which is ridiculous, then money back guarantee. That's so easy to give you. You can pause on that slide and read the rest of it yourself. So what holds bookkeepers back from joining? Like, knowing all this, why wouldn't you join? And a high percentage of bookkeepers join. But the truth is, I have even asked myself, why wouldn't 100% of people join? So is it time? No. Is it money? No. Is it fear, bad experience, and the bookkeeper's curse? It absolutely is. So the bookkeeper's curse, the main reason bookkeepers stay stuck is the bookkeeper's curse, which is decision paralysis. Now, there is a psychology behind decision paralysis, and it's important to understand it's something that can affect detail-orientated intellectuals more than others. It's left brain people that bookkeepers we tend to be. Okay, so courage and action versus decision paralysis. So courage and action, trust themselves to make a decision, feel the fear and do it anyway. Confidence. Decision paralysis, struggle to trust themselves to make a decision, lack of confidence. Now, I'm not going to read through all these. I'm going to let you read through all these, but it is interesting to me that bookkeepers can really relate to this slide, and it's a good one just to sit on to help you avoid the bookkeeper's curse, which is decision paralysis. And to help you with that decision paralysis, we just remind you the cost of inaction, the cost of not taking action is much greater than the program fee. It does have a money back guarantee, proven fast tracking, okay, to get that dream outcome with far less effort and sacrifice. This is all risk free. And in terms of the fast tracking, the time to get there, it's a lot of this you get instantly upon joining. So cheapest, fastest option. We do have the 30-day trial just to help with the decision paralysis, proven results. And to go back to those questions about, so if I'm a startup, how do I know where to start and focus? Because the program requires a different focus for each person. So there is an archetype induction, which I'm actually going to show a little bit of in a minute. So if no matter where you are, the program will meet you where you are. You'll do a general induction for everyone. Then you'll do an induction based on where you are. This will tell you exactly where your focus should be. We also have other collateral specifically for each one, and we run masterclasses and so on. And then we also have for the booklet broken, because we believe that that is really the hardest stage, mainly because of mindset and fear. We are often getting bookkeepers to double their rates without losing any clients, and that can be scary. So we do even have daily reminders for this. The other thing we have is we have a specific chat group for each archetype. So you are in a group collaborating with the other startups, for example, and so on. And we do make sure we remind you when you're graduating, especially our BBBs to scaling, because once again your focus shifts, and that is very, very important to note. So you can head to our website and you go to work with us, work with me, if this is still current when you're watching this video. And then if you choose to join up, right at the bottom here, you've got the 30-day trial if you prefer, just remembering that one. So this one is just you can come in, there's no money back guarantee. This is just a low cost, low risk way for you to try. And then at any point in that 30 days, you can say, please send me across to be a fully fledged tribe member. And you can choose from the low weekly payments. This is a payment plan. You are committing to 52 weeks, okay? So this is a lap around the sun, or the best value here, which is if you'd like to pay in advance, and you can get this in any currency. Now, just to come across to here, so I mentioned the 5 big keys. So the education and the assets is contained in our academy, which you can see here. So in terms of the question that was raised about one-on-one support, so you come in and you do your regular induction, you do your archetype induction, and that'll tell you where to go. But if you need more support, you simply reach out to us either in the private Facebook group or to our customer success manager, the amazing Demi. You can catch up with her one-on-one, or you can come to coaching. So there's tons of ways to get support. I think that is all the questions answered. One of the things in this email was this particular bookkeeper's given me their next 3 priorities. So set up branding and services for the business, pitch a client and win them, and set up SOPs. So in terms of that, I just will encourage you, and all of my clients would say this, if you can join before you bring on your first client, it's a lot easier than waiting. So I'll just mention that you will, often again make the, more money that will pay for the whole program through the collateral we give you here. I think that's a wrap from me.